Good morning, everybody. A little early today for my Friday podcast. I am up at Richard Lake Oconee at the Ritz-Carlton for the Rawls Group ALC retreat. And that's the top producers for the Rawls Group of a real estate company that our good friend Michael Cheever is a part of. Got to hang out with Cheever and his wife Shelly last night. Great to see them. He's doing great, looking great. They're doing awesome. And he says hello to all the Jaguar fans out there. True and true, still a Jaguar fan. All right, lots to get into in a short period of time because I am set to speak to the group today. I've got two sessions. And the second one, I'm actually going to belt out a tune, believe it or not. So we'll see if anybody videos it. But looking forward to it, man. This place is unbelievable. I mean, I got to come up here in the summertime. Holy cow, Lake Oconee. And the Ritz, the Ritz is always beautiful. But, man, holy moly, unbelievable. It is chilly up here. I did get my workout in, so I feel good about that. And going to get some breakfast with Cheeve in a little bit, and then we'll be in front of the crowd. All right, big news, of course, we'll get into Liam Coen. Looks like he's going to be the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's not forget, it's Championship Sunday, too, with two humongous games. Oh, it just stings every time, I swear. We were so close in 96. So close, but so far away. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It is, not to be far away, but just to be that close, to play in that game, to get to that point, the Final Four. Washington, the Cinderella. Philly, tough as nails. KC, can Buffalo finally take KC down? I'm going to say no. I think KC's going to beat Buffalo at home. But we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So congratulations to Liam Coen. Congratulations to the Jaguars family, to the organization, to the people, to the fans. Happy for you, and I'm happy for us. Now, look, I'm not going to sit here. I know everyone's like, oh, this guy's going to be great. He's going to be great. And maybe he will be. And I hope he will be fantastic. I really do. 1 year in Tampa, yeah, it was a great year. And yes, Baker Mayfield had a phenomenal year. 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 16 picks. 71% completion percentage. So we're going to have to work on that for Trevor being at 60 last year, but that was a bad year. Good morning, Sonny. Can Liam Coen come in and change the culture and fix the QB and get this offense humming and get this defense playing to where it doesn't make mistakes? It's going to be a culture change, and it has to be. I like the fact. So I did yesterday on my ride, I had a long ride. My good friend Jack Mueller, he's a former agent of mine. He's from Boston, spends time in Florida as well. He is close with Mark Whipple, who was the head coach at UMass when Liam Coen was there, with some similar friends. So I kind of heard this may be happening after what, went through with Ben Johnson. I figured I'd just lay off, and I don't care about any of that stuff. If he's the right guy, then I'm happy for it. I'm not going to, look, 1 year as an OC at Tampa, it's great. Not that it's not been done before. I'm not saying that. I'm all for him. I'm going to back him. I'm going to critique him like I'm going to critique the team like I always do. But I'm going to back him. He's one of our family now. And when that ink is dry and that ink is done, he will be a Jacksonville Jaguar. So I'm happy for him, his family. I don't care how it went down for Tampa. It's too bad. It's business. Cost of doing business, man. Pay him more. I don't know. Offer him the head job. Obviously, the Jags had a better offer, a better opportunity. You could go back for a year. He said he was going to go back. Now there's conflicting reports if Balky got him back. I don't know. I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. I'm tired of it all. I just want to see this team do well. I want to see this organization flip the switch. Tony Baselli's a part of the team now, always has been, but now at executive level. What that means, I don't know. What he brings to the table. Look, he knows how to play the game, and hopefully he can relate that to the players and get the right people in. Get the right staff in, help him with that, and help him with whatever else it needs. Because that's what Liam Coen's going to need. He's going to need a ton of support, and I think he'll get it, or I know he'll get it. And, we move on. Look, I know everyone, what he did for Will Levis in Kentucky, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. I'm sorry. It does. That's great. I'm not saying, I shouldn't say it doesn't mean anything, but it doesn't I don't sit there and go, oh, wow, he's going to make Trevor this unbelievable quarterback. No, I don't believe that because of that happens. That still could happen. But I'm happy that he's here. I'm glad that it's over. You know, and I'm glad we've got a new direction. And I'm glad we cleaned house because we had to, you know. This became a point where you just had to do it. And now Trent Baalke is out and Liam Coen is in, it looks like. You know, look, I don't really, you know, how it went down again, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's negotiation, right? Liam Cohen's not the first one to say, hey, good morning, Billy. You know, yeah, I like that offer. And then, you know, I mean, for the record, you people do it all the time in business, don't you? You got a sales gig. You're like, I'm reaching my quota. It's going to go up. I know the deal. Let me go find another job. I'm not going to tell them until I have another job, right? There's no way I'm going to tell the current employer that, hey, I want another job. I'm going looking for another job because you probably get fired. You wait till you get the job. You wait till you sign the paper. Then you go and say, hey, I'm leaving the company. I'm going to take a job at so-and-so. So Liam Coen did the same thing. Who cares? I don't care. You Tampa fans upset about it? I don't know what to tell you, man. Too bad. You know, they upped the ante. I mean, 5 years, almost $15 million. I'm hearing. How do you turn that down? I mean, seriously, how would you turn that down? And you could say, well, you could go back to Tampa and have another great year. Maybe. Who knows? What if Baker gets hurt? What if they're all hurt? What if the whole line's not any good anymore? So I get why Liam Coen came. It's a job of a lifetime. It's once in a lifetime. You know, that's what you do. You're looking to be a head coach. Most guys are. So good for him and good for our city. Good for you fans. I know you're all excited and that's great. I'm excited, but I'm cautiously excited because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, this is it. Cause you gotta prove it to me. I mean, once the honeymoon's over, there'll be a honeymoon period. Everybody will be fawning over the whole thing. The media will be going nuts. They're going to do all these videos. The Jaguars will too. We got our guy. He's going to be great. And maybe that happens, and obviously we want that to happen. But I'm going to be cautiously optimistic until I see, you know, that Trevor can be better at the quarterback position, that their defense doesn't forget you know, where they're supposed to be, where they don't run the wrong routes, where they don't have an illegal motion after a big play in the red zone. You know, all these things that have hindered us the past year and a half, 2 years. So when I see that, I'm going to be like, heck yeah. I'm excited about this coach. And again, I'm excited because it's new, and I'm excited because he's got an offensive mind. I think we get a little carried away that you just think they'll duplicate it. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know. And that goes for Ben Johnson. I don't know if he'll duplicate it. They don't have the players that Detroit has, right? Especially up front. You know, Goff, other than the championship game, he's obviously turned out to be a hell of a QB. So, you know, I don't know if Ben Johnson going to the Bears is going to all of a sudden turn into this winner of an organization again. Who knows? They're not going to know until you get him in, you get him going. Same thing for Liam Coen. So I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for the city. I'm happy for our team, the owner, everybody. Baselli getting in there. It's great, man. It's great. Keep it in the family. You know what I mean? Keep it in the family. And let's try to bring a championship to Jacksonville. I still think they need someone else in the organization at a high level. Now, I don't know if that's Tony. I don't know what Tony's role is going to be. Whatever it is great. But I'd like some third party, unbiased, keep the checks and balances together, make sure everyone's doing the right things all the way down, you know, from the ownership all the way through. And maybe they'll do that. Ethan was the interim GM. I didn't think we should go that route just because, what is he? He's from Trent Baalke's GM tree, if you will. Doesn't mean that he's just like Trent Baalke, but he's been around Baalke enough. You'd hope those habits didn't wear off on him, and maybe they didn't. And it's good. Hey, Ethan Waugh gets a clean slate for me, too. I mean, I want him to, you know, if he's going to be the GM, you know, let's go. It looks like they're going to try to hire a new GM. So we'll see how that goes. Liam Coen may have a say in that. Sounds like maybe that was part of the package. I wouldn't give him a say in it. I'd give him a say in it. I mean, look, who do you like? You know, who have you worked with in the past that you like? Sure, but he's not the end-all say. He ain't picking the GM if I'm Shad Khan. No way. I wouldn't, but whatever. I don't really care because at the end of the day, it's a production business. And if they don't produce, well, guess what? 2-3 years, they'll be gone too. And then we'll have to do this all over again. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't want that to happen. I want this team to win, and let's go, and let's make it, you got to set the standard now, Liam. There's a new standard in Jacksonville. What's it going to be? What are you going to do to make it a standard of excellence, man? And nothing else is acceptable, We'll see if he can do it. Look, he's not the first offense coordinator to do well as a head coach. No doubt. There's also other coordinators that haven't. So we'll just see how he makes that transition. Handling one side of the ball is different than being the CEO of the team. That doesn't mean he can't do it. I'm just saying that he hasn't done it. So I'm happy. I'm excited for all you all, especially because I know you feel like everybody bangs on the Jags and they kill us nationally and all this other stuff. And I know they do from time to time, and it is, troubling and upsetting. But at the end of the day, you start winning and they can all kiss our ass. I mean, that's basically what it's going to come down. Winning cures everything. Like me and Dempsey say all the time, I'm going to miss Jaguars today. Hello, boys. Always a pleasure. But Dempsey and I always say, you can only win when you win. You can't win over the fans unless you win. And I get it. And that's the way it should be when it comes to coaching in the National Football League, in my opinion. So who he brings in as staff, I've heard a couple names. I think Mark Whipple from UMass, maybe one of his kids is tight with Liam. I heard that. But listen, whatever. Just assemble a good staff. Let's see who the defense coordinator for me is a big one. That's a big one. Who are we going to get? Is Robert Saleh going to come here? Is Patrick Graham going to come here? Or does Liam have somebody else that he would like to bring with him to be his defensive coordinator? Because that's going to be a big one. Look, again, last year was what? The defense sucked. They did. They blew every lead that we had. The offense wasn't great either, don't get me wrong, but they weren't as bad as the defense. The offense did enough, I think, to win games, and the defense just didn't come through. So you got to fix the defense big time. I hope Heath Farwell gets a shot, because if there's one coach that deserves a shot to stay, it's our special teams coordinator. He's done a great job, no question about that. So we'll see how the staff gets pulled together. We'll see how it all comes together. It's gonna be an exciting time. New chapter is always exciting, right? But again, how excited were we with Doug? Ridiculously excited. I mean, we were, and the first year was great. Second year, not so great. Third year was terrible. And then he's gone. You know what I mean? So we'll see how after the honeymoon period, how it goes. Got a long way to go. So, we're going to give them open arms. I am. Open arms, open mind. Hey, man, let's see what you can do. Let's see who you can bring in. One thing about Shad Khan, he's not afraid to throw money around, so that's good. He's throwing it around. These first-year head coaches making that kind of money is unbelievable. Hey, players are making unbelievable money. We see it here in Jacksonville. Some unproven players making unbelievable money. And I'm not even talking Trevor, because he is somewhat proven. He just got to get a little bit better and hone in all the the abilities that it takes to play quarterback in the National Football League. Congratulations to Brian Thomas Jr. Fantastic, BTJ. You should be Offensive Rookie of the Year, I think. I mean, you talk about a guy that, they didn't make a focal point till halfway through the year. You had two different quarterbacks, very different quarterbacks. Well, not very different, but different quarterbacks throwing to you. You got to factor that in. And then when they finally started targeting him, man, it was like game on. Where were you all? Where was that all year long? Again, incompetency by the staff to not recognize that Brian Thomas Jr. was that kind of player. And I'm sure that Liam Coen and his future staff are going to be so excited to have Brian Thomas Jr. as one of their go-to guys, and I am too, obviously. Be interesting to see who sticks around. Kirk, Ingram, those kind of guys. ETN, who I would keep, in my opinion. Run game's a big thing for Liam Coen. They did a good job down there, Rashad White and company. We got to do, we got to get that running game going. Got to build it up front. I need a little bit more beef. Although again, our O-line wasn't that bad last year. I mean, I was looking at different stats for O-lines giving up sacks. We were on the low end again. The Jaguars were. The Bears gave up 68 sacks. 68. Whew. That's like car numbers, if you remember. So, you know, it's amazing. Our O-line's overall done okay, but I still think we need some beef. We definitely need beef on the defensive front, and that's going to be a big thing. And then again, it's all going to come down to Liam Coen and his approach and what he stands for and what he believes in and what he's going to get these guys to buy into, you know that they got to go out there and perform every single time. You know, the spotlight's on them, the pressure's on them. It's the greatest. Listen, pro football, if you're a football guy, I can't say that about baseball, everything, all the other sports, but or even acting or singing, anything like that. But if you're a football player, playing in the NFL is the greatest job of all time. I mean, it's the greatest. And when it's over, you'll realize that. So I hope these players, you know, and I hope Liam really impresses that, hey, man, this job don't last forever. You're not going to play forever. You could be gone tomorrow. You could have an injury tomorrow. Things can happen. So let's make sure that we have our attention to detail, make sure we have that sense of urgency, even on the practice field, to get better. Because that's what it's going to take. I don't care about I care about coaching change, but you got to get these players going, man. Because I'll go back to what I've said in the past. I don't think the majority of them. No, I shouldn't say that. I don't think a good amount of them really care whether they win or not. I don't. And you can tell by the way they play. So Liam's got to change all that, and I'm going to give him a chance to do that, and I think we all should. And, you know, listen, whatever. The media's going to say what they're going to say. You know, Liam, he had to do what he had to do. I'm never going to blame anybody for doing what they feel is best for them in that situation, and he did it. He did it. So it's funny, I got a call from my old buddy, Jeff Scanina. Who remembers Jeff Scanina? He called me last time. I haven't talked to Jeff in a while. And he called, and he's like, yeah, it looks like Coen. It looks like Coen. I was like, yeah, I kind of heard that. And it's good to catch up with him. And, you know, these guys, I tell you, that's a tough business. We were talking about the business, like when the staff gets fired, trying to find another job, man. It's not easy, you know, and it is relationships. It is that fraternity. It is all that stuff. Good morning, Kristen. How are you? My old friend from Boston College. Appreciate everybody coming on and checking it out. But yeah, that's going to be, it's going to be a fun ride, and hopefully we get it right. You know, I don't, look, whatever. It doesn't even matter, but it doesn't. But I don't believe that Chad's like, yeah, this is a guy we wanted the whole time, but that's coming. He was our first choice all the time. I don't know if I believe that, but who cares? Who cares? He's now our coach, it looks like. And now we start up the engines and let's, LFG, time to go, man. Time to win some ball games and get this franchise and organization and team back into the upper tier. And that means from the top down, man, let's get in that upper tier where we're in the playoffs, where we're fighting for our lives in the playoffs. And until we got to get there. It's playoffs or bust still. You know, I don't know. You got to give him, what, a year? Coen? Yeah, I mean, not that you'd get rid. I just mean, like, where you think this is going. Like, I'm not going to bag on him the first year unless, look, hopefully he has a great year. But by the second year, midway through to the end, you should have an idea if he's the right guy or not, in my opinion. And then we go from there. So hopefully he lights it up. Hopefully he brings some attitude. Hopefully he, I don't know, can he bring Tristan Wirfs with him? That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it? If he could bring somebody like that and replace our left tackle or right tackle and move Anta, I don't know. But I'd upgrade the tackle positions for sure. And I would make sure that every player knows that during the season, your number one job is football, and I don't want to see any side hustles out there at all. I wouldn't, do it in the off season, or do it when we win. Then maybe you can do it, but not when you're losing. Your ass should be home studying and getting ready. So congrats to the Jags. Congrats to all you fans. Tampa, you just shit out of luck, man. I don't know what to tell you. And look, he was just coming back to be a coordinator anyway. So he upgraded. He got a new deal, got a new opportunity, and it's one you can't pass up. So before you throw judgment at him, if you were in that position, you'd do the same thing. I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? You're in the coaching profession of your life. What if he went back and next year they just didn't have a good year? His light wouldn't be so shiny bright. You got to get it while it's hot, right? While the plate is hot, you gotta attack that. So, and he did. So good for him. And hopefully, the honeymoon turns out to be wedding bliss forever. like me and my beautiful bride, who will be celebrating 25 years later in April. All right, Championship Sunday, man. It always brings me back. 1999, I was hurt, so I didn't play in that AFC Championship game. But 1996 started almost that whole year after Brian Schwartz got hurt in the fourth game, and then was a middle linebacker for the whole year. Went through the playoffs and get to New England. Thought we had them, really did. Thought we'd match up good against Green Bay too, but things didn't go our way, and obviously we went home with the big L. And that's never fun because then you got to watch the Super Bowl. You don't have to, but it's on the following week or two, and then you're like, oh, gosh, if only. Who's going to upset who this week? I think Washington has a good chance to upset Philly. I do. I feel like Philly can be run on a little bit. I feel like Jaden Daniels is really special. Terry McLaurin is a great number one. Their D-line is pretty tough. So is Philly. It's a tall order. There's no doubt about it. The line moved a half a point. Now Philly's given 6. And KC's given 2. So KC didn't move. The over-under moved on KC just by a point. I don't know. If I had to pick, I'm going to say KC and the points. They beat them more than 2. I think it'd be by 3. Be a tough one. And then I think Washington with the upset, man. I hope it happens. And not that I'm against Philly. I don't care who wins, really, to be honest with you. But what a great story for Washington. New ownership, new coach, new quarterback, and here they are in the NFC Championship game. Not many people gave them that they thought they would get there. Nobody gave them that chance. No one thought they'd be there. So good for them. And we'll see how it all plays out. But good for you guys. You just want to come on here, obviously, Friday, catching up with Tommy Mac. Brought to you by Team Tommy Mac. Please check them all out at TommyMac.net. All their logos are on that page. And you click right on their logo. Take you right to their respective websites. And I am so proud and thankful for all of them. I love representing each and every member of Team Tommy Mac all the way down. They are absolutely fantastic. Always there when you need them. And let's hope that's the case for Liam Coen with our Jacksonville Jaguars, that he can show that he is the right choice. Look, I would have liked to see Joe Brady get an opportunity, but I get it, because if you wait, then he goes back to Tampa, and then you don't have him. You know what I mean? If you wait, I don't think. I mean, when they went from Balky, I'm not working with Balky, or whatever the case was, then they get rid of Balky, then they re-up the deal, and then he comes back, and that's great. That's great that it all went down that way. But now it's time to show that you're the right guy. So hopefully he is, and his staff. And we'll look forward to big things for our Jacksonville Jaguars, man. I'm pumped that we got a new vision, a new path, swipe clean. Because look, we've been saying that. You either keep them both or you fire them both, because you can't have this back and forth on a GM that doesn't have a good track record, on a head coach that in the past 2 years didn't have a good track record in Doug Peterson, and an owner that hasn't had a good track record in as an owner in the National Football League. So hopefully this move gets it turned around, and we'll give them all the love and support that we can, and we'll go from there. I'm going to